Imagine creatures so massive, powerful, or strange that they dominated their worlds, only to vanish suddenly without a clear reason. We're not just talking about slow extinction over long periods, but disappearances that leave scientists scratching their heads. From towering bears to sea monsters and ape-like giants, the fossil record tells a tale of mystery. What happened to these prehistoric beasts? Was it the climate, disease, human interference, or something more complex? Today, we dive into the most baffling vanishings in ancient history, the ones that left behind bones, legends, and more questions than answers. Arctodus was one of the largest carnivorous land mammals to ever roam North America. Standing up to 12 feet tall when on its hind legs, this bear was a top predator, or possibly a powerful scavenger. Yet, around 12,000 years ago, it vanished. Scientists debate whether rapid climate changes during the end of the last ice age made its environment too harsh. Others point to the arrival of humans in the Americas who may have competed for food or hunted Arctodus directly. Despite all its power, this giant bear couldn't survive the shifts happening around it. The moa were massive flightless birds that once ruled the forests of New Zealand. Some stood over 12 feet tall. But by the 1400s, just about a century after the arrival of Polynesian settlers, they were completely gone. Evidence shows that humans hunted moa extensively for food and used fire to clear their habitats. Unlike other species with longer extinction timelines, the moa disappeared in a geological blink, fast, final, and without a second chance. Despite its name meaning king lizard, Basilosaurus was an ancient whale. With a snake-like body stretching over 60 feet long, it dominated prehistoric oceans around 34 million years ago. Then it disappeared. Scientists believe its extinction was tied to a massive shift in Earth's climate, known as the Eocene-Oligocene transition, which drastically altered ocean temperatures and food chains. Newer whale species, better adapted to these changes, replaced the Basilosaurus. Its fossils tell a story of a beast that once ruled the seas, but couldn't adapt fast enough. Imagine a gorilla the size of a polar bear. That was Gigantopithecus, an enormous ape that lived in what is now Southeast Asia. It vanished around 300,000 years ago. For decades, researchers could only guess why. Recent evidence suggests climate change played a major role. As forests shrank and grasslands expanded, Gigantopithecus may have struggled to find its preferred diet. Unlike other primates, it couldn't adapt to a changing world. Its mystery lingers in legends. Many believe the Yeti or Bigfoot myths trace back to memories of this ancient giant. Mekosuchinae were a group of unusual crocodiles that lived on Pacific islands like New Caledonia and Fiji. Some were small and possibly even climbed trees. They thrived for millions of years, but vanished soon after humans arrived on the islands. Was it climate changes that dried up freshwater sources? Or did humans overhunt them or bring invasive species that destroyed their ecosystems? The answer isn't clear, but once again, we see a pattern of sudden disappearance after human contact. Looking across these stories, some clear patterns begin to emerge. First, abrupt climate change often plays a major role. Whether it's the end of an ice age or shifts in rainfall and temperature, these changes can upend entire ecosystems. Species that once thrived suddenly find their food sources gone or their habitats transformed beyond recognition. Second, the arrival of humans tends to line up suspiciously well with many of these extinctions. In places like New Zealand and the Pacific Islands, animals disappeared shortly after people showed up. Hunting, habitat destruction, and even the introduction of new predators or diseases may have tipped the balance. But not all disappearances are fully explained. Some creatures vanished without clear signs of stress. Fossils tell us they were there, and then they weren't. This leaves the door open for mystery. Were there diseases we haven't discovered yet? Did changes in Earth's magnetic field or other unknown forces play a role? What's striking is how sudden some of these losses were. In the timeline of Earth's history, many of these extinctions happened in the blink of an eye, leaving scientists with more questions than answers. To unlock the mysteries of these ancient disappearances, scientists are turning to new tools and techniques. One major breakthrough is the use of collagen fingerprinting, analyzing proteins preserved in fossils to learn more about how animals lived, moved, and died. For example, studies of North American megafauna, like the mammoth and saber-toothed cat, have revealed stress signals in their bones right before extinction. DNA research is also opening doors. By studying the genomes of extinct species like the thylacine, scientists can compare them with living relatives to understand their vulnerabilities. In some cases, DNA tells us these animals were already in decline before humans ever showed up, suggesting that multiple pressures, not just hunting, pushed them over the edge. On islands, recent fossil digs are solving age-old mysteries. For instance, in Cyprus, researchers discovered that the extinction of dwarf elephants and hippos likely came from a mix of climate shifts and early human colonization. These weren't just slow deaths, they were rapid events that left entire ecosystems changed forever. Each new fossil, lab test, or computer model adds another piece to the puzzle. And while we may never know everything, science continues to inch closer to the truth behind these vanishings. These prehistoric vanishings aren't just ancient history, they're warnings. They show how quickly even the most powerful species can disappear when faced with sudden change. Climate shifts, habitat loss, and new predators can wipe out entire populations faster than we expect. Today we're seeing similar patterns with modern animals, from polar bears to rainforest species. The past teaches us that nature is both resilient and fragile. If we ignore the signs, history could repeat itself. Understanding these ancient extinctions helps us protect what we still have, and maybe avoid becoming a mystery ourselves. From giant bears and towering birds to ocean monsters and tree-climbing crocs, prehistoric beasts once ruled Earth, then disappeared without a clear reason. While climate change and human impact offer some answers, many of these stories still hold mystery. Each vanished species is a reminder of how little we truly know about our planet's past. But through science, we're slowly piecing it together. These disappearances aren't just fascinating, they're relevant. They teach us about survival, adaptation, and the risks of ignoring change. The prehistoric beasts may be gone, but their stories still echo through time.